Hey guys, Raj Sanger of Car Audio Security. Welcome to another bass van update. Okay, bass van update. It's not a normal bass van, it's a Ford Escort RS Turbo bass van. Belongs to Rocky Patel. We've had this here for a few months now, a big project. If you've not seen any of the previous episodes, we'll throw some links up at the end. You need to watch them because this van has come a long way. Now, since our last update, it's come leaps and bounds. I'm going to show you what we've done. And we've actually got audio. I did say in our previous episode we will have audio. We do have audio. Not sure if you'll be able to hear it with earphones on, but hopefully at some point you'll hear this van playing somewhere. So let's start. Let's start with the back, shall we? Wow, just wow. What a difference from the previous episode. Now we will throw some pictures up as we go along, but I do recommend you watch the previous episode just to give you an idea of what's been done. Now, last episode, the amps were actually in place, but none of this trim work had been done. The batteries are still sitting underneath here. There are 6 batteries sitting underneath this build. Let me explain to you what we've done. So all the paneling has been trimmed in vinyl. This section here, which has the 6 Rockford Fosgate tweeters, again trimmed in vinyl. You've got some speaker builds there, I'll show you that in a moment. And on either side of the batteries, you've got the fuse blocks. So if you do blow a fuse at a show, rather than having to strip the build out, literally lift that and you have your fuses, fully accessible. These are your 3 amplifiers that are running all the speakers and all the tweeters in the back and in the front. And then you've got your 3 bass amplifiers running the Rockford Fosgate 6 15-inch subwoofers. That's right, there's 6 of them in this van. So let's take this trim panel off, comes off quite easily. Again, this is all being made in-house, so it's made out of MDF, vinyl, and then you've got acoustic carpet on top. 2 Rockford Fosgate P1650 2-way coaxials, that's on either side. And you've got a horn tweeter on either side of the build as well. You've furthermore got 3 horn tweeters on the left here, 3 horn tweeters on the right, so this is my right. Now, you may be thinking, why have we put speakers in the back? Well, this is a show van, and the customer has requested that when he rocks up to a show, his name is Rocky and he loves rocking up to shows. When he rocks up to the show, he wants to be seen and he wants to be heard. And when he's parked, he wants to open the doors and he wants to let everybody know that Rocky is in town. So that's what we've done. When these doors open, that sound will travel for hundreds of meters. And we know that because we've already tested it. So batteries, amplifiers, tweeters, 2 pairs of coaxials either side, and lighting. So Rocky did agree to go lighting. Now this is controlled by a remote control. You can, just by touching the wheel there, change the lighting to whatever mood you may feel fit. We'll leave it on blue for now. We've also, let's just pop this down before I damage it. We've also trimmed both sides of the doors. This is an acrylic panel and we've got vinyl on there again to match the boot build. So it's all symmetry. It looks perfect. So you look in, it's trimmed, you can't see any of the cables, you can't see, there's 0 wiring on show, the fuses are hidden away. Aesthetically, it looks fantastic. There is 1 cable that you can see here, and that's just there. That cable will get tucked up underneath the wheel arch. That's to power the van if you're at a show which is indoors. You can't obviously have the van running, so you can use a 240 volt power supply adapter, which will drop down to 12 volts, and then that will power the van. So we've thought long term as well, if Rocky doesn't want to go to indoor shows, we've thought how we can power the van indoors as well. Okay, let's show you what we've done in the front now. We can't move the van for obvious reasons, because it is still slammed on the floor because of the additional weight. If you recall, there's 400 kilograms of weight we have added. How have we got to 400 kilograms? Watch those previous episodes. I will give you an indication of the additional weight we've added on since our last episode. Let me show you the doors now. Wow, look at those doors. Now, if you recall in the previous episode, the door builds were actually in place, but they hadn't been trimmed. So since then, the build has been trimmed in the same vinyl to match the boot build. And we have now 3 Rockford Fosgate P1650. Each door has 3 of these coaxials, and we've got 2 of the horn tweeters as well in each door. We've had to add a little bit more sound deadening behind here. It's all wired in, plumbed in, and it does play. Keep watching, you'll hear it. So both doors are identical. The build's obviously reversed because left-hand side door, right-hand side door, but everything is the same in terms of speakers and tweeters. In the kick panels, we've now fitted the new builds, which house 1 P1650 Rockford Fosgate 2-way coaxial speaker. And on the dash as well, we've got the 2 horn tweeters as well, one firing at the passenger, one firing at the driver. They sit directly above the Kenwood DMX9720XDS head unit. Fantastic head unit, 10-inch floating screen. There's a link for that at the end of this video. Watch that, it's a fantastic video about that particular head unit. So let me show you some other bits that we've done inside the actual cabin area, and then we'll talk about the subwoofers, we'll weigh some of the products that we've added, and then we'll talk about the next stage. Let's come around this way. Okay, so inside the cabin area, we've left the seats out because there's still a little bit more work to do. It's a lot easier to work without the seats. As I mentioned, above the stereo, you've got the 2 horn tweeters. Now, center console, and more so this center area here, we've added 2 voltage displays there. The one that's lit up now is for the rear batteries, and the one that's not lit is actually for the front battery. So when you start the car, you'll have an idea of what the front battery voltage display is. Just here behind the gear lever, you've got a cutout for the airlift controller. As mentioned previously, the van is going on airlift. Below the airlift controller, you've got the rocker switch on the left-hand side. That turns the system on without having to have the ignition key in place. So if you're at a show, you don't need to keep the ignition key in the barrel. You can just hit that and the audio will turn on. And then you've got a bass controller for the 6 woofers, and you've got a separate control for the rear install. That's the install where the batteries are. Obviously, if you're driving around and you're just in the front cabin, there's no need to have the rear audio playing because you won't be able to hear it and nobody else will be able to hear it. So you can actually just turn that off. Okay, so we've also had to reinforce the headlining area because that was flexing a little bit. So we've added a metal bar which runs from left to right of the van. We've then dynamated that area again. A new MDF panel has been fitted into place, trimmed in the same vinyl finish as the rest of the build. Behind the driver and the passenger, we've trimmed the left and right hand side of the panels. We made some new panels and trimmed them in carpet to match the cabin area. The subs, obviously they're already in place from previously, but we've now put the new panels in place, the trim panels in place, and again, trimmed them in vinyl, the same finish as the back of the van. There's a lovely LED strip, which looks absolutely brilliant. It does actually look like there's 12 subs in the van, but as we know, there are only 6. The LED strip, you can change the color of the strip as well. You know, whatever mood Rocky may be in, you can change that. Okay, this is where the airlift air tank, the manifold, and the compressor will be housed. So we're going to make a cool, neat build here. We've already run the cables for the airlift management. It's just a matter of getting the van on the ramp and installing all the airlift products. And so really now, I think we need to weigh what we've added, and let's try and get some music, shall we? I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, what you can hear, but we'll give you an idea of how loud this thing is, and we'll go from there. Right, let's weigh the products first. Let's do some numbers, let's do some maths. Weight, how much weight have we added we are at 400 kilograms of additional weight. Let's talk speakers first. So Rockford Fosgate 6.5 inch speakers, as you see in the build here. There are 12 of these in the van in total. 1.76 kilograms. So that's about 21 kilograms of weight in speakers. And then we've got the horn tweeters. There are 14 horn tweeters in the van, boot build and in the front as well. Each horn tweeter weighs 0.67 kilograms. So that's roughly about 10 kilograms. So we're at 31 kilograms of additional speaker and tweeter weight. What other weight have we added? Okay, in the front of the cabin area, we've done that MDF panel on the roof lining. There's a little bit of metal work there. We've had to dynamite that front area again above the cabin. There's some more trim panels behind where the build is. We've got the vinyl. Vinyl doesn't weigh much. So we're probably, say 50 kilograms, maybe 40, but let's just say 50 kilograms. So we're at 450 kilograms of total weight added to the van so far since the project started. There will be some more weight because obviously the van's going on airlift. It won't be much, you know, we're talking 10 kilograms if that. So it gives you an idea. I thought we'd add about 500 kilograms in total. We won't be far off that. Now I think what we need to do, because I'm sure you guys are waiting, you want to hear this damn thing. Well, let's get it playing and let's show you what this thing can do. Let's rock the bass van. Okay, for copyright reasons, I've got to be very selective on the music I choose, otherwise I might just get a slap from YouTube. Bear in mind these subs are not run in, so the gain on the amps is turned down a fair bit just to protect them. I will turn the volume up knowing that the gain on the amps is pretty low, but ensure that the subs don't distort. Mic wise, our mics will distort. The camera mic, we've got a GoPro here, that will also distort as well. Chances are your phone will distort or your laptop, whatever you're watching this on. It's just, it is what it is. But believe you and me, this music is not distorting. This is crystal clear. So let's play a track. I'll turn it up slowly and give you an idea of the performance of the equipment. Here goes. I'll turn it up in small increments. Let me get my breath back. That is crazy. It's not distorting here, I can tell you that now. Every note is musical. Top end, mid-range, the bass is dropping. This thing is insanely loud and crystal clear. So guys, I'm gonna do a little experiment. I'm gonna put these 2 plastic cups filled with water on the outside of the van. I'm going to jump back inside and I'm going to play just a bass tune. Again, for copyright reasons, this is something that is not, you won't find this track on YouTube or in some media library. So we're very selective with this track. And I'm going to close the door this time and you'll be able to see how much movement, how much air movement there is outside of the van. Now bear in mind, inside the van, it's going to be a lot more. So this is going to be insane on my brain, but I'm prepared to give it a go for you guys, just to show you what we've built. So let's play this bass tune. Again, I'll turn it up in small increments. I'm going to prepare myself physically and mentally. It's like torture. I'm telling you, it's like torture. Next time one of my staff are late to work, I'm gonna get them, sit them in here, give them some torture. We're gonna try a little experiment here. I'm gonna bring in somebody who's not listened to the van at all and get his own opinion and his facial expressions whilst he's listening to the van. So I've got Dips here. Have you sat in the van yet?
No.
Okay, so this is gonna be fairly bass heavy. Obviously play it to a level that you're satisfied with.
Okay.
Just want to get your facial expression. If you swear, don't worry, we'll beep it out. So if you jump in, close the door, and I'll play the track from the other side, and you can notch up the volume as you wish.
Right. Hello, I'm coming from a P3 Rockford 10-inch. Wish me luck.
All right. Whenever you're ready.
Oh, here goes nothing. All right. This is 10. This is how I normally like it. This is all right. P310 will be absolutely nice at this level. So let's start cranking this. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is already too much for me. I'm all of him. There we go. We're on 20. All right, I can feel my eyelids going. And now I'm talking like a robot. All right, let's go. 25. Bit painful. Okay. Let's go. 26, and it was already a big jump. Oh, bandy! That's on 30! Woo! Mother, brother. 34. The whole car is shaking. That's 35. 36. Oh, I'm struggling to breathe. 37. 40. Oh my days.
How was that, Dips? Did you hear me? How was that, Dips?
Where am I? That was too much.
Okay, bear in mind that we've turned the gains down on the amps. We're allowing the subs to bed in, so you can imagine this is going to go heavier. It's going to drop lower. It's going to be insane when this is done.
I've got an idea. Every time we need to do a disciplinary, chuck them in here.
Guys, what did I say there? What did I say earlier on? We obviously think on the same wavelength. Dips, appreciate that.
No problem, thank you. You're going to enjoy this. Oh my God.
It's crazy, isn't it? Your heart just goes and then your ears are going crazy.
I could feel every little part of me. It's like my eyelids are going and the eyesight starts going blurry. You know, oh crap, I need to breathe. I need to breathe as well, but you can't do it. You can't even tell which one's the intake and which one's the exhale. Oh.
Just wow, that was insane. My heart is still beating fast. My ears, all I can hear is this sort of tingling noise. But I guess I had to take one for the team there. Hopefully that gives you an idea of what we've created here. And it is a bass monster. There's a lot more to come from this van once the subs are run in and we turn those amp gains up a little bit. Workshop wise, there was dust falling off from the new mezzanine floor. I know when we've been playing this previously, there's stock in the warehouse next door that's been falling off the shelves. So I've been getting complaints from the guys in the warehouse. But you know what? Again, it had to be done. The next episode is the airlift suspension episode. Now, we have mentioned previously the van is going on airlift, not to drop the van, but to raise the van. As I said earlier, we cannot move this van. We will also need to upgrade the alternator. The alternator has already been upgraded, but we think it's insufficient. I know some of you already commented on that, so we are trying to now source another alternator. Guys, comment. Any questions you have, as always, just drop them below. We will do our best to answer. Anything about the equipment, the van, the airlift, whatever it may be, just drop them all down below. Like, that's very important. Smash the like button now. Share and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you taking the time out to watch today's episode. Probably a little bit long, but hopefully it's been worth the wait. If you've not watched the previous episodes, there will be some links thrown up. Make sure you watch them and catch up on where the van was and all the stages that the van has gone through to get it to this stage. Some of you have asked for bass days. Now, those guys that have been following us for a long time will know that 10 years ago or 15 years ago, we used to hold bass days, SPL bass days. Now, we will, from 2022, be holding bass days again. So the van has resurrected the bass days. So keep an eye on our socials next year for bass days. That will give you some opportunity to come to the bass days, listen to the van playing music that you're all familiar with. It'll give you an idea of what this van can do and how much the music travels, because this does travel significantly. Now guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll be back on the next episode, which is the airlift episode. See you soon.